Well, hello? What is this note I see on the table? Congratulations, Moesejaw Matt and Nature and Science for Kids. Your podcast is 3 years old. Wait a minute. What's today's date? December 29, 2023? December 29, 2020. Wow, listeners, it's been 3 years. Woo-hoo! And over 100 episodes. Wow, this is cause for celebration. Let me go find my kids. Here, while the theme song plays, I'm going to go find my children, Emma, Eden, and Edmund. Hang tight. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. And I brought my children. They're just going to be waiting outside the door of the studio. And when I tell them, they're going to come in. But I checked. This is the 116th episode on the podcast. And I'm pretty excited about that. Over 100. I remember when we first started how I was excited to have 3 or 4. And I couldn't wait to have 10. Could you imagine? 10 episodes. And now we're at 116. Wow. We've come a long way. 3 years has passed very quickly in a way. Well, enough about that. We're going to talk about some memories we have from the podcast the past 3 years. We'll start with Emma. Emma, come on in. Tell me, Emma, what are some of your favorite memories from the 3 years that the podcast has been online?
Well, I really like the episode when it was my birthday and we talked about horses. That was really fun.
And why did you like that episode?
That's a hard one because I think it's because I got to name most of the horses.
I remember recording that episode. We were recording in a room that had orange carpet. Do you remember that room?
Yes, that was our guest room. And there was blow-up stars in there.
We did not put those there. That was a temporary residence.
And there was no door handle.
That way the guests could come and go freely if they wanted. Do you have any other memories of sound effects or songs or certain topics that you remember that you appreciated?
The song I sang.
What song did you sing?
The horse song.
From the horse episode?
Yes.
All right, Emma. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye.
Now we're going to call Eden in. Eden, your turn. Come on, girl. Hi, Eden. Thank you for joining me on the podcast.
You're welcome.
All right, Eden. Tell me, what's one of your favorite memories from the podcast?
The cat one for my birthday.
And why did you like the cat one?
Since I like cats.
Do we have any cats?
Yes.
Of course, I knew that we had cats, but I asked that so the listeners could hear. How many cats do we have?
2.
What are their names?
Dewey and Cinder.
And how did we get them?
One from the animal shelter and one Papa and Edmund found on the side of the road.
She was curled up next to the curb. Do you have a favorite cat, or do you like them both for different reasons?
I like Dewey since he's fluffy, and I like Cinder since she's cuddly.
Yeah, she is cuddly. She'll come and rub up against you. Well, anyway, that's about our cats. Any other memories from the podcast?
The Yosemite one.
And why did you like the Yosemite one?
Because we got to say it was a party.
And that was fun. Can you say that same way? Party!
Party!
Thank you, Eden.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye.
Edmund, last one. Come on. Hi, Edmund. will you please tell us what your favorite memory of the podcast is, or anything that you think of when you think about our podcast starting?
About 3 years ago, I was really into listening to podcasts, and I still am. But I thought it would be really cool if we could have our own podcast. And then my dad put out his first podcast episode. I was so excited.
Wait, who's your dad?
You.
Okay.
And then he put out more episodes like Spitting Cobra and Beaver. And there was also, my favorite one by far was Mount St. Helens, because it was basically for my birthday. And
happy birthday.
You already said that on the last Mount St. Helens one. Anyway, I just really thought it was cool that we have our own podcast, and that it's like on, that everybody can hear it.
It was, I remember those first days, how it was something we had started and anyone in the world could listen to it. And people in over 100 countries have downloaded at least one episode. So, Edmund, do you have any other memories that stand out to you from the last 3 years?
I thought it was cool that just anyone could make a podcast about what they wanted or what they thought. So then everybody could know, like, what they were thinking and what's good about it and stuff like that, what's the details, and also learn like stuff about it, like nature and science for kids.
Thank you, Edmund, for sharing your memories.
You're welcome.
Bye, Edmund. If I thought back to the last 3 years and the most exciting moments to me, the most memorable moments, I think the very beginning, staying up late that first night and recording the first episode. And when I go back and I listen to the audio quality, it was pretty rough. But it was a beginning, it was a start, and I think I'm okay with it being out there representing the podcast because it shows progression. And Mr. Rogers said it's okay to make mistakes and for other people to see them, because we're all human. We all make mistakes. And even though maybe there weren't so many mistakes, there's been progression, and it's okay to show that there's been improvement in some ways, or at least I hope so. Yosemite, episode 50, Yosemite Stories, is still one of my favorite, although the Mount Thor episode that was just released, when there was that music and then the sound of the wind as if the stone were falling for almost 30 seconds. That was pretty powerful to me for some reason. I don't know why, but I like that. And Mount St. Helens, I put a lot of time and a lot of sound effects into those. And you can tell because they sound more like you're there experiencing it. So some of those stories stand out for sure. I've had an opportunity to speak at some different places because of the podcast, and all of those memories are fun. But I've received letters and wonderful comments and reviews, and they're all so wonderful. So I guess in the end, what stands out the most will probably be starting the podcast, recording with my kids, and the comments from the fans. Listeners, thank you so much for your faithfulness, your support for 3 years. And now this episode number 116. You know what? At the beginning I was Moesejaw Matt. Is it time to change my name? No, it's not. I'm still Moesejaw Matt. I'm Moesejaw Matt. Until next time, even if it's 3 years from now, keep exploring your world.